John Shepard died 30 years ago. Hope his mother has all the answers to this puzzle. Only a few hours left before Sean Mars dies. Hope I'm not wasting my time.
Hello, I'm looking for Anne Shepard's room.
Please sign the visitor's book. Are you a member of the family?
Yeah, you could say that.
Oh, she'll be pleased to have a visitor. No one ever comes to see her. With the Alzheimer's, she has trouble remembering things, but it'll still please her. You know. It's room 19 at the end of the corridor.
Thank you.
So she has Alzheimer's, so this is not going to be easy. Orchids. Room 19.
Hello, Mrs. Shepard.
Is it time for my pills already?
No, Mrs. Shepard,
They're never on time with my pills. I don't know what they do here. In the other hospital, they were always on time. But here...
She's kind of like my grandma, except for the Alzheimer's part.
My name is Madison Page. I'm a journalist. I'd like to ask you some questions about your son.
I don't like this hospital. The food isn't very good, you know.
Do you remember John?
My Johnny. He is a good little boy, you know.
You had a son named John, and John had a twin brother.
Do you have my pills? It's time for my pills.
Your other son, Mrs. Shepard, John's twin brother. What was his name?
What other son? Oh, I have no other son. I never had any children.
I know what happened at Carnaby Square. Do you remember?
Carnaby Square. I think I used to live there a long time ago. We didn't have much money at the time, you know. We had to make do with very little.
You know. She adds you know in almost everything.
Try to remember, Mrs. Shepard. John's twin brother was placed with a foster family after the accident. What was the name of the foster family?
I asked them for a television, you know. They said I didn't have enough money. It's a pity. I'm fond of television.
I think your son is in trouble, Mrs. Shepard. He's done some terrible things. I need to find him. Do you understand?
Terrible things you're telling me. He never came to see me, can you believe it? In 10 years, never. No one forgets their mother, do they?
Mrs. Shepard, your son may be linked to a series of murders. Perhaps you have some information that could help the investigation.
Are you a new nurse? Where are my pills?
It'd take days, if not longer, to find the name of the family that adopted her son. Sean Mars would be dead by then. This woman might be the origami killer's mother. Must be some way to get her to remember. Alright, no point in wasting my time. I won't learn anything more by staying here.
Does Mrs. Shepherd ever talk about her past?
It's not all very clear to her now. Sometimes she'll remember the oddest things, though. I suppose if she sees something that reminds her of her past.
Did she ever mention her sons?
Sons? Well, she often mentions John. I think he drowned.
Does she ever talk about her other son?
I didn't know she had another one. I've never heard her mention it.
I'm looking for her other son. He was adopted. I mean, he's probably changed his name. Is there any official documentation on Mrs. Shepherd?
No, there's nothing really. Nothing about her family. I guess if her son was adopted, then she's the only one who could tell you about that. Sometimes, if you show her things, it seems to trigger a memory from her past. You might get it to remember.
Thanks for the advice.
I like the orchids over there. Put the vase right there.
What a lovely orchid. My sons loved orchids. We used to grow them in the back. When John died, I laid orchids on his grave.
Yeah, she's definitely the origami killer's mother.
Are these your children, Mrs. Shepherd? John and his brother? Is that them?
They're good little boys. Their father never looked after them, always drinking. They didn't have an easy life, you know.
Her memory is coming back. Don't stop now. Just remember. Her kids loved origami. Perhaps if I made a figure for her.
What's in here? Nothing.
Did you make these origami figures?
My
Yeah.
little paper animals. They played with them for hours.
Yeah, she's definitely the origami
I showed my
killer's
boys how to
mother.
make them, you know.
Yes, your boys, Mrs. Shepherd. John and... what was your other son's name again?
My other son? I only had one son, my little Johnny.
Her kids loved origami. Perhaps if I made a figure for her.
Oh shit. It just unfolded the whole thing. Crane.
I love origami, but that's not my favorite one.
Maybe it was... Yeah, I think it was the dog. Let's try that one.
Oh, you know how to do these little dogs too.
Yeah.
My children loved origami. I taught them how to do it. John loved the little dogs. He always wanted to call them Max. Max, Max, Max. All dogs with the same name. I was wasting my time telling him they couldn't all have the same name. But he always wanted his paper dogs Max. It's funny, isn't it? I cried when they told me. I'd already lost one of my children, and now they were taking away another one, you understand.
The foster family, Mrs. Shepherd. What was the name of the foster family that adopted John's brother?
They were really very nice people. I met them, you know. In the beginning, I used to go and see my little boy. And then I got sick and I couldn't go any longer. Perhaps he thought I'd forgotten him. He must have thought I didn't love him anymore.
His name, Mrs. Shepherd. What was his name?
But I loved him. If you only knew how much I missed him.
Please, Anne. His name. What was his name?
Come closer.
Don't want the audience to know just yet. Where are my pills? Alright, now Madison knows who the killer is. Somehow. She's like, she really is the origami killer's mother. Ethan Mars. Oh yeah, that's true. Gosh, why we gotta go such a long way? Any thoughts?
The last origami figure. The last trial.
Not the same thought. What kind of place is this? Oh, shit. Alright. Let's do this.
The last trial. The last question. Are you prepared to give your life to save your sons?
Oh boy.
There is a deadly poison in this vial. It will kill you in exactly 60 minutes. If you drink it, you will get the last letters of the address. You will have enough time to save your son and say goodbye to him, but then you will die. You can drink the vial or decide to leave. The choice is yours.
Must be a psychological test.
Save Sean. And die. Christ. He loses his father, but at least he's alive. Maybe it's the right thing to do. Kill myself to save Sean? That's ridiculous. I'll find some other way. I'm sure I can save him. The cameras. He must be watching me. He could be lying. Maybe I'll die as soon as I drink this, and then no one can save Sean. 1 hour to live. Just enough time to save Sean. There's no choice. I've got to do it. If I want to save my son. There's got to be another way. I can't kill myself to save my son. Am I willing to die to save my son? Poison. So, if I drink this, I'll be dead in an hour, and if I don't, I won't get the last letters. Nothing to lose. I've come too far to stop now.
Nothing to lose. I don't think it's poison. I think it's just water. Because it gives you the ability to check it out. Oh. Well, no turning back. Yeah, it let you check it, so it's probably not poison. It's just water.
The last letters have been sent to your phone.
I knew it was Theodore Roosevelt.
I did what I had to, Sean. Your dad's coming to save you.
Alright, Madison knows where the origami killer is. Ethan knows where Sean is, so we got kind of a good thing going on here. Now, what about Norman Jayden? Trial Master. Oh, yep, so I did every single trial. Go me.
We've only got a few more hours left to save Sean Mars. There has to be a goddamn clue somewhere. It's probably staring me in the face. This kid's gonna die, and I'm going around in circles!
All packed up and ready to go?
What are you talking about?
The investigation's over. We know who did it. We no longer need your services anymore, Norman. So you can ride your files all the way back to Washington. I'd be lying if I said I was gonna miss you.
Fuck you, dick.
The investigation isn't over. You have absolutely nothing on Mars.
Mars is guilty. Case closed. Anyway, it's no concern of yours now. You're off the case. So pack up and...
Blake, you are an unbalanced, psychopathic asshole!
I'll take that as a compliment. Honestly, I don't give a shit what you think. I found the origami killer. Everyone's happy. End of story. Have a nice trip back, Norman.
What a dick.
The killer's name is here. Somewhere in this data. I just have to find it. Find it before it's too late.
Oh, one last thing, sir. You should be careful not to overindulge in you-know-what.
Thank you, Shining Guy.
Very dangerous. It'll end up killing you if you're not careful. That would be most unfortunate, sir.
Oh, I can't change the environment. No, wait. Let's
diary was in record mode when I was fighting with the killer. Perhaps there's something on it.
Let's check out the
gun the
first.
killer left at the Blue Lagoon. Perhaps there's some way of tracing its history.
Oh, no. I was not trying to do that.
Impounded in a police case 5 years ago. The gun is still supposed to be in police custody. Who checked it out? If not a cop.
Ah. Alright, let's play the video. Oh, I see some on his wrist.
Gold watch. I'm sure I've seen this before somewhere.
Aw, shit. The killer's a policeman. Oh, man.
The watch they give for promotions to lieutenant. The killer is a cop.
Alright, so at this point, it's obvious the killer's not Ethan. So...
Looks like the killer is a cop. Carter Blake! That would explain the dead-end investigation and his desire to frame Ethan Mars.
I hate Blake, but we're not gonna do that. You wanna keep investigating.
Two receipts from the same gas station. Might be near the killer's home. Ugh, that doesn't get us anywhere.
Well, let's just... Haha! Aha!
Cop. There's only one cop in that geoprofiling zone. Gotcha.
Alright, now Norman Jayden knows where the
He
killer
owns
is.
a warehouse on the docks. If I'm wrong, Sean Mars is dead.
Shit's about to go down, because 3 of the main characters know where the origami killer is.